This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The following will contain strong language, adult themes, and your girl, Mara, aka me. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. On with the show.
Hi, were you saying it's now?
Hi guys, what's goody? It's Tammy.
Hey, it's your girl, Mara, and this is the Not Too Much podcast. If you know, you know. Hey, hey, hey.
She wanted to say hey so bad.
Hey, y'all.
Because those
How
of you
y'all
that...
You'll do... Period.
What?
That's why you should listen.
What did
'Cause
I do?
said, hey, y'all. I said, hey, y'all.
How y'all doing?
Oh, Miss GC.
Hey? Oh, move past.
What did I do? It is Miss GC.
No.
But the moment's gone.
The moment's gone.
Well...
Okay, guys. Hey, how's everyone doing? I wanted to do
You
check-
at least
I wanted
say
to
it
do a
again.
check-in.
Okay.
We're halfway through the season.
Wow.
I want to do a check-in.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Exactly. That's why I'm
Oh,
like,
you woke up.
this is monumental. How's everyone doing? How we feeling?
Good.
It's the end of a long working week and we're still here.
I'm still here.
Everybody in the room, for those who are just listening and not watching, we just all bust out into like,
Yeah.
you know,
I need an
if you
elbow
know.
length blazer so I can hit it like her.
Mm.
I'm still here.
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 And then when she goes, here.
Body rolls it up.
But what I was trying to say is, at the end of a very,
Sorry.
heavy working week,
Yeah.
Wow.
we're still here working. Now, what does that say about us?
Was there meant to be a light note to all of this?
What does it
I'm
say
s-
about us?
yeah.
We're trying to make this money.
Ooh.
Oh, for real?
Yes,
Yeah.
but in industries that I think we all respectively like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or was that your way of checking that
That's-
we're all on the same page?
Well, yeah. We're not always about the money. Clearly, we do
Okay.
the podcast.
Mm.
Wait, hold on.
Self-starter.
Now, you don't know what the bank says, so let's just calm down. Don't let them know too much, too much. But
It's
anyway,
okay.
I wanted to call back
Yeah.
to, a little running theme for our podcast.
Okay.
Work,
Mm-hmm.
us, ambition.
Mm.
Let me put it together. Hold on now. I feel like in every single episode, perhaps every single season,
Right.
we have mentioned the fact that we're all very ambitious people. Perhaps, actually, not too ambitious, but perhaps a little bit, on the heavy side of it all.
We've been on a journey. We've learned.
Yeah.
We've learned. Have we?
We're learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Present tense. Yeah.
Potentially, maybe categorized as workaholics.
Are we gonna break down? What
Well,
workaholics is?
I'm just putting it out there. You don't have to.
Okay.
Do you accept that terminology before I carry on, or?
What do we class as a work?
That's what I'm saying, because I think it's a widely used term.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's different flavors.
Different. I've started to shift into into the phrasing that I have a difficult relationship with labor.
Okay.
That's what I've said.
I like that.
Wait.
I like that phrasing. A
Because
Okay.
that's
difficult
me just being
relationship.
transparent.
Okay.
Yeah, a difficult relationship with labour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the party, maybe the party.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is it like a double entendre?
Labour's in work.
Okay, but do you have a difficult relationship with money? Because I think there's a difference. Well, actually, there's a difference between being a workaholic and a moneyaholic.
Yeah.
And yes, we've just coined that term. TM. Yes.
We'll double check that.
Yeah, I was about to say, you better get on your Google.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Right? Not to get into your finance. Don't make it personal.
Why are you pointing at me?
Personally, I
Yeah.
think everyone has a difficult relationship
Yeah.
with money
Mhm.
because of the way that our society is set up.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot of money, you're going to struggle emotionally around that. If you
Mhm.
have no money,
Mm-hmm.
you're struggling full stop. So
True.
like, I think no matter who you are, you're always going to feel like you need more to
Yeah.
get more, to feel more. And that's difficult.
We were having quite a tea conversation earlier off mic. I was saying to Nell that I think when you ask people whether what they're doing in life, like the role that they're doing, is because they love the work or whether they need money to be able to later express themselves creatively or however it is that they need to, without the burden or the pressure of what money and what that needs to be able to afford. You find that a lot of people honestly are in it to grind. Like, they just need money, they need stability.
Yeah.
Not to say that people don't like the work that they're doing or they might not like aspects of it, but I think, and I could speak to this for myself, I know that I've done things in the past where I'm like, I would do this without the job role or title, but I know that the job role or title allows me an avenue to make money to be able to do other things in my life. Just as a little 2 cent thing. I know that's floated around.
No, that's fair though. But do you think, okay, for example, if I've kind of said that we may be categorized as workaholics.
Okay.
Which means there must be a category for moneyholic. Sounds very derogatory, but just keep it. But actually, do you think either camp has a specific connotation that you either like, dislike, prefer, not prefer, neutral? Do you think there's an inherently a negative connotation that presides with one rather than the other?
I think.
No.
We all got mics now, so
interesting.
Oh my god!
Can we just go?
No, I was actually gonna say you go.
No, just go.
Okay, I was gonna say interestingly, when I was saying earlier that I feel like workaholic is such a widely used phrase, or a phrase that people are very familiar with, I do think it's because somehow people are comfortable being regarded, from my observation, as being a workaholic than anything I've heard in relation to moneyholic.
Really?
Not to say, maybe I've just...
That's interesting.
Because it's not a term that, okay, if I'm focusing so specifically on semantics, maybe it's because I haven't heard anyone say that I'm a moneyholic thrown around.
Okay, that's fair.
But workaholic, not just in terms of its phrase, the word itself, but actually like the sentiment it carries. I've just heard more people like willing to wear that phrase.
Okay.
Not to say that people don't wear the phrase that, you know, they are very fixated on money, very concerned about money. Okay. But yeah, that's just...
Do you think, okay, if I replace the word moneyaholic with grinder...
Oh, hustle culture?
Which we've had an episode on.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we actually have. Yeah.
You know, go back, peruse if you want to. But if I was to, replace the phrase moneyholic, because we just made that up. Well... Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. Informal at this point.
But if I was to replace that with someone they're just grinding, they're hustling.
Okay.
Would that change your perspective?
At first when you said that,
no.
At first when you said that, I was like, hustler, grinder, whatever you want to call it, still fits into both categories for me. But I think again, it's that means to an end. I think with the term grind, hustle, all of that, it's the means of working to get to that end, which is money or profit or something that is able to boost your life.
I have a different take on it.
Okay.
I feel like when I hear hustle and grind, you're working to get out of a severely impoverished place to kind of equalize back out to where people are living not in the greatest wealth, but are comfortable and have a good standard of living. So you're hustling to get out of something bad.
Yeah.
You're grinding because where you are right now, you can't see the light of day. However, people who I would consider moneyholic, you're okay, but your obsession is about acquiring more. You're trying to acquire more money, more capital, more wealth, maybe for, decent motives. I'm not demonizing it at all.
Yeah.
I'm not demonizing everything
Yeah.
about it. However, your reason for acquiring money, in my mind, the way I interpret it, is for the sake of acquiring money. Whereas hustling and grinding, to me, suggests that you're at a place where you have no choice. You're literally pushing yourselves to the limit to get to a place where you can comfortably say, I am enjoying a decent standard of living.
That's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
What would you...
Both of them,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. As I'm older now, and I think when you're older and you can take in the significance of both of those terms and what that means for the world and society we're living in, both of them are sad to me. Like, and not sad again in a way like I'm disparaging you, like, oh, sad, pathetic. No. Sad. So I felt the intrusive thoughts were creeping in. I was like, just to say that. But in a way that it's a shame. It's a byproduct of this, you know, the values often perpetuated by, if I'm going to be real, a capitalist society that requires you to be very achievement oriented and very industrial in your mindset.
Where do we place workaholic on this spectrum?
For me, workaholic is not necessarily about the money.
Yeah.
It's about the sacrifice of all the other areas and factors of life for the work and for a level of validation through work. So it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to skip out on this family dinner, or I'm going to miss this friend's birthday, or I'm going to run myself to the ground and completely discard any level of self-care for the sake of work. Sometimes that has some crossover with money.
Yeah, that definitely is.
Like, it's a bit murky, but it's like, yeah, it ain't about the money, just about the money.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing everything else for the game.
That's why I said earlier that I think I would categorize it for myself in my own language as having a difficult relationship with labor, because I think that's again, kind of what Nell said. It's understanding in the past where you've sacrificed other areas of your life to fulfill that commitment to work or that overcommitment to work. And with that being said, if that is kind of, obviously we will have different interpretations on certain nuanced aspects of it, but with that in mind, that combined definition, do we all recognize or put ourselves in that category of being a workaholic or having been in the past?
I try not to be.
I try to be, and I don't think this is either.
Wait, hold on. Oh, so you said you tried to be a workaholic?
No,
she hasn't finished her thought.
Okay.
An all-rounder.
Okay.
And that comes with its own set of issues. Because I don't know if balance can turn into a very unhealthy goal very quickly.
I have phases where different aspects I prioritize at different times.
Yeah. But not everything can be a priority.
Genuinely, some things are going to fall onto the back burner. Maybe there'll be a point where I have enough resources to have more balance.
Yeah.
Period.
But I think sometimes balance as a term that's marketed towards people who, you know, survive off a lower income can be very harmful because the people who can achieve true balance have people to do things for them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was going to go back to that statement about balance because I think going into the world of work and I guess depending on your industry and depending on your job culture, they might place emphasis on work-life balance more than others. But I think it's a really hard conversation to have when people are like, oh, how well, kind of almost like they're evaluating you. How well do you balance your life with work? Oh, you're not balancing your life with work well. And it's just kind of like, you're doing the best you can.
Also, that is a very targeted question at women, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
Nobody
get
asked
into
for my
it.
name.
How well,
Hey.
do you have time for your hobbies? Do you have time to see your family, your friends?
I mean, what they're asking is, are you eventually going to sacrifice your time that you put for work
Yeah.
to take care of kids?
True.
Like, are you
Exactly.
setting yourself up
Yeah.
in a good position to be able to eventually do that? That's
Yeah.
what they're asking.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm asking. That's why I'm like, it's a very targeted question towards women, because I don't think like there are many. I don't think that's targeted towards men very often. I'm so sorry.
What, the work-life thing?
Yeah.
You
How's
could
the
ask it
work-life
to,
balance.
I feel like you could ask it to fulfill a checkpoint, but are you using that question to gauge something else? Maybe not necessarily.
That is interesting, because I don't know. I don't know how that question is posed to men. Do they get asked that question?
I don't think they do, because I don't think they're expected to balance work-life balance.
Yeah, because they'll have a female figure in their life that will balance out the
It's
life for them.
assumed.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why they don't plan anything for themselves.
Hey,
Different.
all right, girl.
And the camera shot.
I'm going into a different
question.
topic.
Different
topic.
Sorry, y'all.
So, sorry, guys. Yeah, maybe the soft life babes will help us balance shit out.
The what?
The soft life babes.
Pardon?
Soft life. Soft
Sorry,
life
I didn't
babes.
understand that.
Soft life babes.
No.
Let's not even get into that.
No.
They're gonna get
We've
out.
done that before. We've had that conversation before.
No shade.
Hey, I'm back on the mic and I'm here with a special message to deliver to you guys. So, grab your little phones, computers, laptops, whatever you have, all of your devices, hop on Instagram and follow us at the NTM Pod, or head over to TikTok and follow us at the NTM Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube or any platform like Spotify and Apple Podcasts where you listen to podcasts. And yeah, guys, not gonna lie, we've been doing this for quite a while now. If you haven't followed already, bun you in it. So yeah. Next,
I just want to retroactively come in and say that we don't all believe that, and we are
How many
appreciative.
times have we done that? Just let it roll.
Oh.
bun ya.
You see? Just let it roll.
Okay. Again.
Mara.
Let's be serious now. Like,
I'm so sorry, but that's my phrase. I even say hey.
No, we've been doing this for 7
Hey,
seasons
hey, hey.
now, and you didn't do a hey, hey, hey.
no. Hey is actually my thing.
What? We just made you just made that up.
No. Check in your chats right now. How do I come and approach you, man? Hey.
But you don't verbalize it. I've never heard you say hey, hey, hey.
I swear in the last episode, did I not say hey?
Oh, we're gonna have to see about that.
You know what? Actually, that's fine, because this is a perfect segue. Hold on, because we're talking about one of your phrases today. Okay, guys, tap back in.
What are you
Tap back
looking
in.
at?
Tap back in. Sorry. Concentrate. Forget what just happened.
She's telling us.
Every time Mara says something crazy, Nell and I just look at each other. Yeah, okay.
So, I need to take you guys back to, again, I think a phrase that has came up in every season of this podcast,
Okay.
barring number 1. That was just, yeah, we were just doing our thing. But, and this is a phrase that by you now. So
Oh.
since you want to be claiming things, claim this.
No, that one was a straight.
No. Pause here. I've been getting strays
It's-
all
This is a good
day.
one,
From
though.
Mara, mind
All
you.
evening. From Mara. First she's talking about my age.
Hey,
Then she's talking about I would exclaim if I got hit by something.
you know all of these were brought up by Tammy and
What?
I just...
What phrase should I claim?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Now, don't you always say, and I quote, if you're going to do capitalism, do it correctly.
Hey, don't put that out on the podcast with no context.
Isn't that what you say?
Yes, it is what I say.
Yeah.
Isn't that what she said?
But-
You're looking at me for support.
But I want to just say now, clarify, like, I'm not saying that capitalism is a good thing.
No, we're going to get into that, don't
Yeah, but you can't throw stuff out there for people to clip and
We
say,
know what we're talking about.
we know, but they're going to be like, breaking. Now, okay, I'm not that important, but now said that if you want to do, if you want to do capitalism, do it correctly. Now they're going to think I'm a capitalist. Up there with Bezos.
Is this going to be the whole of topic 2? You trying to break down... trying to break down your innocence.
Do you want to break it down?
What was the question?
That's the question. What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. When I say...
Since you know what? Because I'm giving you the floor now. You want to defend. Go.
I'm not Hey.
Okay.
When I say... Okay, let me be very clear.
Mm.
When I say, if you want to do capitalism, do it properly, right? When I say that, what I'm alluding to is the fact that very often... when the debate around capitalism versus different economic structures comes up, we get told, but here are all of these benefits of capitalism. Here's how capitalism benefits you in your day-to-day life. Let me get this straight. I know that I'm a beneficiary of capitalism in the same way that I know I'm being exploited by capitalism. Completely understand that. However, why can't you just be honest and say that capitalism isn't made to benefit me? Like, if you're going to do capitalism, do it properly. It's not for me to benefit from. It's for a certain class of people to benefit from. Just give it to me straight. So when I say, if you're going to do capitalism, just do it properly. Tell me what's up.
Yeah.
Tell me, just give it to me straight, man. Like, I know it's not here to benefit me. I know this is not for me. That trickle-down economic stuff... I'm not feeling a drop. So let's just be honest about the fact that capitalism does not serve the majority of people, in my opinion. That is my opinion. So that's what I mean when I say.
You did that in record time.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of nuance to this.
Yes.
And this is just a very blanket statement. But like,
yeah, this is the big, like, overarching title. But
that's my piece.
Okay, now, do you feel safe? Do you feel okay?
Whenever anything goes into
Never.
See, I can't even speak.
I'm about to say, you lost your stability.
And now you can't speak English. Like, I can't speak because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe about talking about capitalism.
Yeah.
No.
At all. I don't feel safe.
It's because it's not a safe space.
Especially on a public forum.
As black women, I just think...
Yeah,
because... I'm so sorry if every time we say this to somebody, it sounds redundant, because it's not redundant to me. It's a reinforcement of the truth. I echo what Nell has said here, because when we're getting into capitalism and these private ownership structures, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not for... or as it has been framed and how it has been built to be, it's not about ensuring equality. It thrives on inequality within its structure.
Yeah.
And so, again, going back to your point, don't try and, what do they say? Don't try and sell water to a fish. Something like that.
Something like that. Or ice to a...
Eskimo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we allowed to say that?
Wait, what?
Eskimo.
Oh, dear.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that. But anyways, moving on.
Okay.
Water to a fish and then cut it.
Water to a fish.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay. Going back to both of you, I think you both illuminate this point of the fact that, you know, capitalism is not a structure that is something that benefits us. Trickle-down economy. It doesn't benefit us. But do you not feel like that is the whole strategy to kind of convince people that it does?
Oh, yeah. Wait, can I quickly say?
Yeah.
Apologies. Eskimo is offensive.
Okay.
Inuit, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is what we say. So apologies for that. Yeah. But yes, I do think that capitalism is sold to us in this way. It's even sold to us. It's sold to us in this way so that we keep going with the system because we think we're going to get something out of it. And you get enough out of capitalism to keep going.
Who?
People in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay.
specifically, we get enough. We're privileged enough
Mhm.
to get a certain amount of capitalism
Yeah.
to keep feeling that we could get more.
Mm.
That we can work our way up the corporate ladder.
Mhm.
So we're sold a dream
Yeah.
that for us in this kind of privileged circle, that we acquire some of it,
Mhm.
and because we acquire some of it, we think we can
get
low
more.
key get more.
You think you can scale up the system and then
Basically.
privilege from more, because
And sometimes you do. Sometimes you're the exception.
sometimes you do,
Yeah.
but you can't sell people the dream as if we all can, because that's not what the system is built to be. It's not an we all can benefit. It's a system where, like you said, even if the everyday person is able to acquire a little bit more, the people with the most will still acquire a lot more.
But I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we talk about capitalism, we often phrase it as if people think that everyone's going to get more well off. Capitalism is very individualistic.
Mhm.
People know that people are going to be worse off. They think they themselves will be the exception.
Yeah.
And sometimes, not sometimes, it is very hard to hear people say that and be so confident and unabashed about their belief in that. Like, I don't really care what happens to anyone else. As long as I attain that and I'm the exception, I'm good.
Yeah.
Or as long as my family and friends benefit from that, that's fine. Which is sad.
Because do you think people believe in our current society that equal opportunity is possible?
I don't think they actually do want that.
Yeah, I think that's my point. I don't think people
They don't
want
want
that.
If we really get into it. And I think that's what kind of confuses me about the way capitalism is advertised, promoted, because I think there has been a shift where people are not trying to, like, for example, I think there is like a discourse, will you say, where the people at the top are like, okay, capitalism is for all, like equality, you know, we can all get up the food chain. But I don't think that even makes sense for that, for it to be advertised like that, because I don't think people care about that anymore. I think we actually have shifted beyond it. I don't really understand why we're getting exceptions to the rules, or in like America, I would say, like, it's a more collective, we can all make our way up.
The American dream.
I would say in the UK, it's more like, this is the exception to the rule, so, you know, work your way up to this. We kind of pedestal, we have tokenism, I think, is stronger here.
Weirdly, I think certain demographics of capitalists share a different message. Like, I think the kind of like white billionaire class of today are not selling the message of you can do it too.
Fairs.
They're not doing it like that.
They have different flavors here.
They don't care anymore.
They don't want to share space anyway.
Yeah.
So
they are trying to acquire. It's okay to cough.
Sorry.
Into the mic, Mara.
I'm so
She's so polite.
It's very unexpected.
However, what I will say is there are certain demographics of like minority groups who have reached a certain status of wealth that do try and promote
hey, I want to try and get into
capitalism as this, you can do it too. Or kind of, aren't you glad I'm here? Like that's enough that should be enough satisfaction for you
that one of your people from your community has got to this level.
Has reached that level.
The fact that so the 99% was still
so you're eating good and I'm eating air,
and I should be
proud that you're up there.
Let's be so for real. And this is why I feel like we fumble the bag a bit, because I'm like,
but people are proud.
Wow.
And I was going to say to your point, and I hope I remember it, but it's also a thing of not just that for certain marginalized representation within those wealth classes are like, okay, let's go with the former, like, oh yeah, you can do it too. Can't you see that we can get into that space? It's also, in order to get into that space, you need to be this version of us.
Yeah.
You might not be able to arrive into that space as yourself, but if you make so and so changes, you could be here too.
And do you
Heavy.
do you think we are more comfortable as a society critiquing maybe perhaps billionaires who perpetuate capitalism rather than the structure and model itself? Or do you think actually we're starting to just shift more towards actually being like, okay, placeholder, we get what you're doing over here, but actually let's talk about the wider scope of it? Or do you think we're not there yet?
What I would say is, and I remember this weirdly from like my celebrity cultures module when I was at uni. I think pop culture is the entry point of a lot of discourse for a lot of people, especially those who are not always politically engaged.
Yes.
And so sometimes celebrity is used as a vehicle to talk about discussions around the idea of billionaires, capitalism, etc. However, it's always celebrities I see in the kind of media, TV, film, music, or social media space that get critiqued. And sometimes it's not those kind of undercover tech billionaires, like
the degree of accountability.
I mean, not to name drop, but who's talking about Palantir? Unless you're like you're deep in you're reading the news. Do you know what I mean? And this is not to like pass any judgment or even to really say an opinion. Palantir was just an example.
Yeah.
But like, I think for a lot of people, that entry point, that like kind of discussion point that a lot of people can relate to and have knowledge about or on is celebrity. And so it's the easiest way to cultivate conversation about these things without ostracizing people who maybe would feel a little bit overwhelmed or out of place talking about other institutions.
And I think on a similar note, what I think I've observed is that people find it easier to convey their frustrations to a person, someone that they can kind of project that accountability towards, rather than a system. Because I think, again, in that aspect about overwhelm, with a system that has been able to evolve for as long as it has, a lot of people are like, where do we start?
Do people even want to start?
For those that even want to start,
that's the thing.
Where do they start? But with people, and again, that news cycle, it can just refresh over and over again, a new person to now vent towards or vent at. So yeah, to that point that you made, I think people find it, well, at least from what I've observed, easier to critique people than the systems themselves.
Not to say that it's bad to.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna
ask.
Was
that your follow-up?
Yeah, it's not bad to critically think about how these public figures perpetuate different harmful aspects of the institutions that we all exist within. It's not a bad thing. I think the key thing is about critically thinking about it, and there's nuance. Not each public figure has the same intersection. And so, like, intersections, they could be white, black, Asian. They could be American, British, Nigerian. And those different intersections, whether they're a woman, whether they're a man, whether they're trans, like, those different intersections means that the way that they perpetuate capitalism and wealth
will look different.
And you have to keep that in mind when critically thinking about those things. And I think sometimes people can be harsh and willfully ignore those intersections in those discussions, when those intersections should guide those discussions and could actually lead to more valid critique.
And I think with what you said as well, again, voicing those frustrations to people are like the entry point, as you said, pop culture, kind of viewing certain causes through the lens of celebrity or public figures for a lot of people is their entry point. And so, yeah, that's probably why.
Do you think, like, they only... Do you think it's an issue as well that the criticism only comes when perhaps a celebrity has like visibly fumbled kind of the bag and has stepped into the side where they perpetuated capitalism a little bit too explicitly? Do you think this should be...
Sorry, because are we talking about a certain person?
No. Well,
Not
perhaps.
directly, but there is one person who has very much, the tides have turned on them.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, okay. In that way, is it an issue that we only bring it up when, again, the tides have turned, or do you think it should be an ongoing discourse, or is that too much?
Issue's an interesting word because,
Yeah,
again, the conversations need to happen full stop.
Yeah.
Would it be nice if we could have these conversations before we reach an emergency crisis point? Yes. But I think, if I'm sticking realistically to what I've seen, I think that's when these situations, that pop up where we've seen kind of explicit exploitation via capitalist means, I think that's a point where everyone is focused. So that's when I think likely the conversation's going to be louder. But I do think there are still these niche kind of spaces that are already kind of observant of those details. But I think in terms of like mainstream audiences, I think it's just that one moment that kind of becomes canon for people and it kind of blows up. But
I think there's sometimes a distinction because capitalism is an economic concept, but it has political ramifications. And I think when capitalism intersects, it always has, but when it intersects with political parties and systems in a very explicit way, the celebrities that get involved in that, in a way that their audiences, specifically, their audiences have traditionally or historically not believed in that change, that's where problems come. And so I find that sometimes it's when it's those explicit connections between a capitalist idea, thought, initiative, or person merges with like a party or a bill or a law, and then that's when people really are like, hold up, what's going on? Or if someone doesn't like the celebrity, they'll bring up all the capitalism
things that they've done,
stuff, which, to be fair, if I'm going to be honest, sometimes we have to look within as well. Like, before you have, you know, and this is not to say it's not valid, don't get me wrong, but like, I've had to stop myself and go, okay, like, now, where are you perpetuating some crazy levels of consumerism, and how is that affecting people in different parts of the world? I can't opt out of capitalism,
that's the thing,
but I can try my best to reduce my impact whenever I'm made aware or whenever I research.
Because I think from this conversation it's kind of clear where our positionality on the discussion is in terms of capitalism. But kind of what Tanel said, we still benefit from that system. And I think it's one of those things where capitalism is a system that you can't, or stance, or a system, however you want to, view it through this discussion, that you can't commit to without zero repercussions.
Okay. If we're bringing it back to the individual and circling back to a point that I guess we brought up earlier about how there's potentially been a shift within individuals' mindset about not wanting equality for all and kind of basically perpetuating individualism instead of caring about the wider collective. Do you think that people continue to opt in to capitalism because they don't see or understand an alternative model, or do you genuinely think that people do not care for the collective or others around them?
I think they're aware of alternative models.
They don't think it'll work.
Yeah. And I think, again, as we've expressed with capitalism as a system, it's also one that's very quick and self-fulfilling, or like there's quite an easy gratification that you can get from it. Whereas systems that might pride themselves on more equitable distribution, those are longer term, what am I trying to say?
We got you.
Fill in the blank. Longer term. It's late,
Turn
man.
into a game.
It's late. But yeah, it requires longer term efforts.
Yeah.
That, again, I don't know, people might have just given up on. I don't think it's just like a out of the blue, just given up overnight. I think it's been a long process of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people think it just can't be translated in our world.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of these the different alternative systems, I think a lot of people, if you were to ask them, they're like, how is that going to happen? Like, so it's kind of shrug off and get stuck into what you were doing already, because that's going to be implemented, but as you mentioned, my life is probably going to be worse off implementing it. Okay, I'm doing the best I can now, and all of these politicians and world leaders are telling me that they have the answer to my problems already. So let's just reform the situation that I'm in already. I just don't think people reform. No, but let's also, that's another thing, let's not make that word, like the connotations of that word, hit with that group. Let's let reform, because before the Reform Party, reform was a pretty nice word.
That is true.
So I'm gonna keep saying it. But what I was saying was that I just don't think it's realistic for a lot of people, and I can understand why. I understand why.
Well, on that note, I don't know how to make this light.
I don't think there's anything to it. Okay, people, I've been Nell.
I've been Tammy.
And I've been Mara. And you've been listening to the Not Too Much podcast. If you didn't know before,
you
know now.
Well, that was a little janky.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still here. We're still here. We're still here.
Oh,
sorry. Now still here.
Yeah.
She's here.
Yeah.
She's
Come on.
here. And times 8 times
Yeah.
still here.
Real here, right? Real here, right?
She's
here.
And Mar.
What?
Mar's still here.
She's here.
Here.
And you're
You're still here.
You're
You better
here.
be.
Here.
You better be.
Here.
You better be.
Here. We're still here, people. We're still here. We're still here, people. We still put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. You can smell. You can breathe. You can taste. And you can see you're here. You can smell. You can breathe. You can taste. And you can see you're here.
What?
Here.
What?
Here. Put your hands in the air if you're here.
Here.
Put your hands in the air.
Here.
Get this girl in the arena.
How did I get into that?
You were really feeling that.
No, I was actually into that.
No,
I
because
don't know if you were here with us while you were doing
We're
that.
still here.
And you say your names and you're still here. Got me.
Oh.